Now let's make our auth view manager. This will give us the possibility to decide if we want to sign up with an email or sign in with Apple. Let's create another view. We're gonna press Command N and select the swiftui view, hit next, and we're gonna call this file auth view manager, hit enter, and this manager will be pretty simple. We will still use this tag because we want to give a color to the background. Let me just copy it from here like this. I will go back here. Okay, and we're gonna use a this tag. In here we're gonna use our primary button. That we created in the other view. The label, we're gonna say sign in with email, and for the action we're gonna just print sign in with email, and we have a huge button. Let's wrap everything inside the this tag and replace this with a geometry reader, and we will receive the geometry proxy here, and now we have access to the sizes, and we'll say frame width, and we'll use g.size.width -20. The height will be of 60, and we'll align this center. So we added our button over here. Here we'll add the sign in with Apple button, and this doesn't seem too nice. It's a very simple view, but we're gonna make it prettier. We're gonna build an onboarding over here on the top that will highlight the features for which you want to create an account and log in into our app. Let's do that. As I always like, first let's create our model. We'll hit new file, select Swift file, and we'll name this onboarding page and hit create, and we'll use a struct and we'll name this onboarding. We're gonna conform to identifiable. To do that we need to declare a unique identifier. We're gonna use the UID to create that, and then we're gonna have a title, that's a string, a description, that's a string, and an image, that's also a string. I already have some mocked pages that I created, and I will just paste them over here. And with this we created our data and model, and now let's go and create our onboarding page view. We'll hit Command N and we'll select swiftui view, and we'll name this onboarding page view. And here first we're gonna use a this tag, pretty standard, but first let's declare our page property that our onboarding page view will receive, and this will be of type onboarding page. Okay, let's pass it over here, and we'll say page, and we'll use our pages array, and we're gonna take the first page. We'll need an image, and here we're gonna use our image from the model. We will make this resizable. Aspect ratio will be fit, and the frame we will just use the height, and let's wrap everything inside of this tag, and of course use another geometry reader, g in. Okay, and now we'll say g.size.height divided by 1.8, and the alignment will be center. Okay, let's hit the resume button to see if the image is visible. Yes, it is. Now let's use another VStack, and for this VStack, let's say the alignment is center and the spacing is 10. And inside we're gonna use a text view, and here we're gonna use page.title. The font will be by default the title one. Font weight will be, let's say, medium. That's alright. Let's now use the text, and here we're gonna use the description, and the font for this we're gonna use the body font size. Okay, to make this stretch, we're gonna give the width of the geometry reader and also the height. And the alignment will be center. Okay, pretty nice. If we say here 1, we have the other one. If we say 2, we have this one. So let's leave by default 0 here. Now let's go and create our onboarding view. Click on the view group, hit Command N, select swiftui view and select next. We'll name this onboarding view and hit enter. And in the previous version of Swift, to create this you would need to work a few hours, but now we're gonna just create it in 5 to 10 minutes. So inside this onboarding view, first we need a state variable that will hold our active page, that will be by default 0 and of int type. You will see why. Let's use a tab view. And we're gonna pass this active page to the selection. Let's indent. And to create the tabs, we're gonna use a for each, and we'll say the first, let's use a range from 0 to the pages count, like this. And this for each will give us the index in the closure, the current index. And we're gonna use our onboarding page that receives a page as a property, and we'll say pages of index, like this. And for the tag we're gonna use the index, and we can also delete this. Let me hit resume, and let's say that the tab view style is page view style, and the index display mode will be automatic, like this. And the index view style will be page index view style with the background display mode automatic. Okay, and now as you can see we can use our onboarding, but I want to do something better. I want to make this onboarding like go by itself. Let's display this onboarding view in our auth manager. Let me go here inside our vstack. Let's use the onboarding view like this and give it a frame of height. g.size.height of 1.5 and the alignment will be center. It looks good and it works. Let me wrap this into a vstack. Also put here a spacer like this, and also under this one okay, but I want to do more. I want this onboarding to go by itself. So let me just go back to the onboarding view. And you remember we implemented a timer in one of my videos. We're gonna do the same over here and we'll say let timer equals to timer.publish, and the interval will be 5. The tolerance, we're gonna also add a tolerance of 0.5. It will run on main in the common. If you want to know more about this, please take a look at the video that you can see here in the card. And we'll say auto connect. So now the timer is auto connect. Here I forgot the comma. And in order to receive the published events, whenever timer publisher publish them, we need to use the onReceive modifier, and the publisher will be our timer. And here we'll use an if, and we'll say if active page is less than pages.count, then we're gonna increment the active page with 1. Else the active page will be 0. We're gonna return to the first one, and we need to destroy our timer when the view disappears. So we'll say self.timer.upstream.connect.cancel. This is how you cancel the timer publisher. And let's see if this actually works. Let me hit resume. It works, but it doesn't look so nice because they just appear. To fix this, we will wrap everything in a with animation. And you will see the magic of swiftui. Let me hit play again, and you can see how smooth is the animation. Okay, let's take a look at our auth manager, and here it should also work, and it does. Let's just stop this. Now let's make this button work. And here, let me use a group like this. Let's indent everything. And here we're gonna use the opacity for this one, and we're gonna use a state variable for is login active. This will be a bool and it will be false, so we'll say is login active, then the opacity will be 0, else it will be 1. Here we're gonna use with animation. We don't need this part here, and we'll say is login active toggle, like this. Let me also remove this space, and over here we're gonna use an if is login active, then we're gonna display our login view. The transition, we're gonna use slide transition. Okay, animation, let's use is in, is out, and let's see if this works. Let's resume. As you know, whenever you add a state variable, you need to hit resume. Let's hit play, and if we click on the sign in with email, let's use here this tag, and let me play again, and yes, it works. Move trading. Let's hit save, try this again, and yes, it works. Here we're gonna need to put a close button to be able to return to the view manager. Also the registration view works. Now let me go back to our app, and instead of using the login view, we're gonna use the auth view manager instead. And let me just refresh. And it looks great. Because we have this big space here, let's add the sign in with Apple button, and we're gonna add it like this. This is pretty straightforward, just drag it. And now here we have print on request, and here on completion. It doesn't look pretty well, but we're gonna use the same size as for the other one, and we're gonna paste this frame over here, hit save, and as you can see, now we have our sign in with Apple that has a bigger font and different colors from our button, but we'll see what we can do about that in future videos. For now, thank you for watching this video. In the next ones, we're gonna implement the sign in with Apple functionality, the sign in with email functionality by signing in using a service, and much more. Until the next one, thank you for watching.